welcome to my channel. Thank you very much for joining me today, and we're going to be going through a movie review very soon. But firstly, I want to say thank you to all my returning viewers and subscribers. It really does mean a lot to me. And if you're a new viewer or hopefully a new subscriber, click that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. So every week on my Instagram, I put up a poll, and last week I wanted to take a bit of a step back because it's October, it's Halloween, and obviously the big one for Halloween is Michael Myers. Wanted to take a bit of a step back from that and look at the two other main slasher icons, Freddy and Jason. So I put up a poll and Jason won. So today we're going to be looking at Friday the 13th, part 2, where Jason makes his first appearance as a killer. So let's get into this and have a look at this movie, shall we? Okay, so Friday the 13th, part 2 came out in 1981 and it was directed by Steve Miner. It stars Amy Steele, John Fury, Stuart Chirano, Kristen Baker, as well as Betsy Palmer, Adrian King, and Walt Gorney, as Crazy Ralph. Now the last three, Betsy Palmer, Adrian King, and Walt Gorney, they were all in the original Friday the 13th. Betsy Palmer playing Mrs. Voorhees, Adrian King playing the final girl in that one, and Walt Gorney as Crazy Ralph. As you can see here, this is my copy of it. It actually comes in a box set, Friday the 13th, from Crystal Lake to Manhattan. So it's got the first 8 films on it on DVD. There's no real special features apart from a theatrical trailer. But other than that, it's still a good watch. So I want to put this out there. Whilst the movie did come out in 1981, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, suggest you go watch it because there will be spoilers ahead. Now, this movie takes place 5 years after Pamela Voorhees wreaked havoc on Camp Crystal Lake, killing off a bunch of teenage councils or young adult councils. And this one, while it takes place 5 years later, it is at a new camp on the lake. But it is a different camp, and this new camp is opening for young adults to be camp counselors, but the legend of Camp Blood is still well and truly alive, as these guys soon find out. So a few things about this one. What I really like about it is it does build tension and has a really good use of score and sound effects. The traditional sound of Friday the 13th, that is there, which is a classic, and it is a staple with the Friday the 13th films. The fact that they didn't reveal the look of the killer until the end was really good. Like in a lot of them, there's that sort of maybe a quarter of the way to midway through, they do reveal the face of the killer or the mask. Even in some more recent films, they reveal the mask pretty early on in the film, whereas this one didn't reveal it until like right near the end, like almost just after the third act starts, really. And that was really well done. And of course it is part 2, so Jason doesn't have his iconic hockey mask. He has a burlap sack over his head, which has kind of the Town That Dreaded Sundown feel to it, especially with the rest of his ensemble there. It's very much that, but it's effective nonetheless. He's only got one eye, you can see, but yeah, it's a good reveal with they pull back the covers and then all of a sudden he jumps out, so it's a bit of a jump scare too. I thought Amy Steele was a really good final girl. Her character was really good. She played her part quite well as a studying to be a psychologist, so she's actually quite smart, and she plays into that by portraying herself as Pamela Voorhees when they come across the decapitated head of Pamela Voorhees. And I did feel she was a better final girl than Adrian King. Adrian King just kind of seemed a little bit too, not... I don't know, she didn't seem right to me as a final girl, but that's me. Now, one thing which I did find is to be a pro and a con was the Jason myth. They left it rather vague, and which was a good thing, but also a bad thing as well. There were no real answers. I mean, Jason drowned apparently, 30 years prior or 35 years prior, a long time ago. So what's he been doing this whole time? No one's seen him. No one's seen some feral kid running around the woods. It's really vague in that respect. And I mean, the fact that in the Friday the 13th Part 1, which they do, the opening intro is one of the longest intros ever that I've seen. It goes for about 12 or 15 minutes. And it plays back what happened in the first film. So if you did miss the first film, you can always catch up with this one. But it shows Jason jumping out of the lake at the end of the film. And whilst that's a great jump scare, like that is a really good jump scare, he's still a boy. And this movie takes place 5 years after that, which kind of really doesn't fit in with the whole timeline, really. But look, I'm sure, there's a reason for it, maybe. I don't know what it is, but yeah. As for the cons of this film, I felt the characters were rather bland. Like I said, Amy Steele's final girl was really good, but other than that, they're very stereotypical, horny young adults and whatnot, and you've got the Joker, you've got the Toker, Midnight Smoker, whatever. But yeah, I don't know, none of the characters really spoke to me. Like, I couldn't relate to them. Maybe it's because it was 1981, but I just really didn't like the characters themselves. Other than that, there wasn't really a whole lot of blood or gore. There was some bloods, dripping scenes. One couple gets speared, and you see some blood there. And one of the best kill, which I'll touch on in a moment, that was really well done. The physical effects in that were really good. But yeah, other than that, it was, Jason gets a machete through the shoulder blade, which was really cool to see. But look, I got to be honest, like, it did miss a lot of that blood and gore, which I think Savini brought in the first one, was missing from this. Now, for the best kill of this movie, it is Mark. Now, Mark's character was in a wheelchair, so you really didn't see this coming, but straight off, it is machete to the face. I did not see it coming. I must have blacked it out or something, because I saw this film many, many years ago. I'm rewatching it last night to give this review today. It's like, wow, I completely forgot about that. That's well done. Like, you don't see it coming. All of a sudden, machete to the face. Like, just boom, it's there. Overall, the film does have its faults. It is a good film. It does do really well in building up the tension. It keeps that pace going. After the first intro, I think that's when it really kicks off. The intro is kind of a bit too long. But overall, I would give this film a 7 out of 10. It does well to introduce Jason as the main protagonist of the film, and now with that whole legal lawsuit thing between Sean Cunningham and the other guy who wrote Friday the 13th Part 1, there's going to be a whole lot, hopefully, more Jason to be seen in the near future. But hey, who knows? They did do a reboot, and that really didn't go too far. They did one reboot, and that was it. One and done? Maybe, but hopefully they can do some more with expanding on the whole Camp Crystal Lake and the mythos, and maybe not going into demon worms and him going into hell and possessing bodies. That was just a whole weird turn. But look, this is my review for Friday the 13th Part 2. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and hey, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you're a new viewer, and keep an eye on my Instagram, because every week I do put up a new poll as to what movie I will review in the following week. So thank you very much for voting on that. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.